Welcome once again to the official Colorado Sports Hall of Fame podcast. I'm Dave Plati.
And I'm Jim Saccomano. We are your co hosts with 90 years of experience working in Colorado sports. Myself with the Denver Broncos, and Dave with the CU Buffaloes. And both of us at one time with the Denver Bears, among our many other experiences.
We are continuing our reveal of the 150 significant moments in Colorado sports history as we celebrate the state's 150th birthday this August 1st. That's the date in 1876 Colorado was admitted to the Union as a 38th state. A veteran committee finished ranking the top 50 of those moments, all culled from over 2,000 that have been collected, and counting, believe it or not. Plus, we do have to see what the Avalanche do. Those were ranked by 19 people with over 800 years combined years covering and or working in sports in the state. We have been counting down at a rate of 5 per week and then daily for the top 10 come the end of July.
We've already covered numbers 61 through 150 in our previous podcasts, but we got a little off kilter with the bonus show. So to get back on track, next are numbers 51 through 60. These are the final instances that weren't actually ranked, as we want to be sure we covered all areas of the state and most, if not all, sports. All have been archived at the Colorado Sports Hall of Fame website, along with all our podcasts. Go to coloradosports.org, click on the menu bar, and then top 150 moments or podcasts.
But first, we always like to revisit some other moments in Colorado sports history that aren't in those top 150. These moments were identified chronologically signifying their importance at the time and that had a significant impact on the state's sports scene. For example,
in 1971, Bears outfielder Richie Scheinblum flirted almost the entire year with batting .400. He would finish with a .388 figure for the season, going 145 of .374 with 25 home runs and 108 RBI. He was last at an even .400, 114 of .285 through 116 games before finishing up 31 of 89 for a .348. In 14 playoff games, he was 16 of 49, .327 with 4 homers and 12 RBI as Denver won the American Association title before losing to Rochester in 7 games in the Little World Series.
And on May 4th, 2005, in just their second season of existence, the Colorado Eagles won the CHL championship, winning the best-of-5 series in the 5th game on the road over the Laredo Bucks. The Laredo Bucks. That's a good nickname.
That's a classic.
Carlos Zernis' second period goal was all the Eagles needed in the 1-0 win, as backup goalie Paolo Colachovo made 36 saves. The Eagles won their division with a 43-10-17 record. That included a 16-0-1 run at one point. Greg Pankowitz was voted the league's MVP, with Chris Hartman earning the MVP honors for the playoffs.
This is Mark Johnson, voice of the Colorado Buffaloes. As we count down the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, it's worth remembering that great sports moments don't just happen. They're built on preparation, resilience, and staying healthy. And in Colorado, a great sports moment can mean something different to everyone, from Hall of Fame athletes to anyone who simply wants to keep moving. Whether you're chasing championships, personal bests, or just a pain-free morning run, the team at CU Sports Medicine and Performance Center delivers exceptional sports medicine care, from prevention and recovery to performance. Founded right here in Boulder, the CU Sports Medicine and Performance Center brings together CU medicine providers and Boulder community health clinicians to provide comprehensive care that's close to home and rooted in the community they serve. Learn more at cusportsmedicincenter.com.
And now, on with the countdown.
The greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 60.
On March 20th, 1937, the Denver Safeways defeated the top-ranked Phillips Oilers from Bartlesville, Oklahoma, 43-38 to win their first national AAU basketball title. That was a big deal in those days. There was no NBA. The 6,500 plus in attendance at the downtown Auditorium Arena witnessed Denver break a 37-all tie with 7 minutes remaining and never trail again. After a free throw from Jack McCracken and Turk Hovan, Tippin of a missed shot He was fouled, made the free throw for 41-37 lead, and the Safeways went on to win, and again in 1939 and 1942. The tournament had moved to Denver from Kansas City 3 years earlier. Later in the year, the inventor of the game of basketball, Dr. James A. Naismith, I wonder if his friends called him Jimmy, visited Denver and saw the Safeways deal Oklahoma City a 55-34 drubbing in AAU play. Naismith, 76 at the time, said afterward, I think that is the greatest team I've ever seen. Talk about a compliment.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 59.
On March 26th, 2014, the Regis Jesuit girls basketball team was ranked number 3 in the nation in the final polls by both USA Today and Max Preps. Coach Carl Matai's team was the highest in the state that has ever been ranked, topping the number 8 ranking Thunder Ridge obtained in 2005. The Rangers finished 26-2, both losses to out-of-state teams, won its second straight 5A state title, won its games by an average score of 70-38, defeated number 1 Riverdale Baptist 61-48, and was the first prep team in the country to have 2 Gatorade Players of the Year in Diane Akibogun and Justine Hall. Unfortunately, Regis, one of 4 teams invited to battle for the national championship at Madison Square Garden, was denied the opportunity by CHSAA. It changed its rules a year later, but had 6 players go on to play in college.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 58.
On March 20th, 2012, the Broncos dipped into the free agent market and landed 4-time league MVP Peyton Manning. He missed the entire 2011 season with a neck injury after he started 208 straight games with Indianapolis to begin his career. Manning would lead Denver to a 13-3 record, passing for 4,659 yards and 37 touchdowns, and completing a career best 68.6% of his passes.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 57.
On November 4th, 1989, things have changed. Remained lit on the Folsom Field scoreboard through the weekend after number 2 Colorado defeated number 3 Nebraska 27-21, paving the way for CU's first Big 8 title since 1976 and the Orange Bowl berth that went with it. The Huskers scored a touchdown on their first play, the only lead they would have all afternoon. The Buffs tied it on one of the most remarkable plays in school history, a 70-yard touchdown where Darian Hagan ran for the first 40 and then pitched it to J.J. Flanagan for the remainder.
You know about that play? Hagan claims I owe him the 40 yards. The way the rules were set up statistically, the second ball carrier could get all 70 yards. But Darian said, well, I ran the first 40. I should get those. And we found out later it'd be up to the discretion of the statistician if you wanted to give it to the trailing guy or give it to the lead guy.
How about that? J.J. Flanagan had a role in the Mile High Stadium chant of incomplete.
Really? How?
Well, Alan Cass, the voice of the Buffs and the outside voice of the Broncos, used to introduce J.J. Flanagan, and he always said, J. Flanagan. And when he said that ball let's see, who the heck was the quarterback? Stanford guy. But anyway, Kansas City was having a bad day, and he said, that ball is incomplete. The fans just picked up on it. And after about 10 times, they just kept saying incomplete, and they do it to this day.
That's funny.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 56.
On September 30th, 1983, the inaugural Denver Dream Old Timers game was played before 56,000 plus in attendance at Mile High Stadium. The Barry Fay-produced exhibition saw over 40 prominent former major leaguers come to town to play in the game and participate in a home run hitting contest won by Harmon Killebrew. The American League bested the National League 17-10, with Baltimore Oriole third base legend Brooks Robinson leading the way, going 3 for 5 with a home run and 5 RBIs. Others who appeared in the game included Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks, Bob Feller, Whitey Ford, Willie Mays, Tony Oliva, Warren Spahn, and former Denver Bear Marv Throneberry, with Joe DiMaggio and Leo DeRocher on hand to sign autographs. That was quite a day. I was there.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 55.
On September 21st, 1957, in just its third year competing in AAA baseball, Denver won its first American Association title with a 14-3 win over St. Paul, as the Bears bested the Saints 4-2. Denver finished second in the regular season with a 90-64 record, 3 games back of Wichita, and then swept Minneapolis in 4 games to reach the championship series. In the title clincher in Denver, Marv Throneberry led the attack with 2 home runs and 4 driven in, while Zach Monroe, whom I thought had a great baseball card from Topps, pitched a complete Game 9 hitter. With the win, Denver advanced to the Little World Series against International League champion Buffalo. The Bears, the AAA affiliate of the New York Yankees, were managed by future New York manager Ralph Houck, the Major.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 54.
This goes back to March 7th, 1954. The University of Denver won the inaugural NCAA Ski Championship, held over 3 days in Reno, Nevada. In the final competition of the event, DU's Billy Olson and John Kress finished 1-2 in the jumping, enabling the Pioneers to pull away from the pack with 384 points. Seattle University, yes, Seattle had a ski team back then, was next, 349.6, followed by Colorado, 348.6, Idaho, 348.5, and Wyoming, 347.8, in the hotly contested battle for runner-up honors. Coach Willie Scheffler's DU teams would win the first 4 titles, and excuse me, guys, and 13 of the first 17, finishing second in the 4 it did not win. Overall, through 2026, DU has won the most ski titles, 24, with Colorado second with 20.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 53.
On August 23rd, 2001, in one of the most impressive debuts in Major League history, Colorado pitcher Jason Jennings pitched a complete game, 10-0 shutout of the New York Mets at Shea Stadium. He allowed 5 hits and struck out 8. At the plate, he went 3 for 5 with 2 RBI, while capping the scoring with a home run hit deep to right field in the top of the 9th. Jennings would spend 6 seasons with the Rockies, compiling a 58-56 record before finishing his career with Houston for 1 season and Texas for 2.
He actually came out of the bullpen for relief the last season with Texas.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 52.
On July 7th, 1998, Coors Field hosted Denver's first Major League All-Star game. With 51,267 in attendance, the scoring fest transpired as predicted, with the American League outslugging the Nationals 13-8. Alex Rodriguez and Roberto Alomar hit home runs for the AL, with Barry Bonds knocking one out for the NL. Trailing 2-0 after 3 innings, the Americans scored at least 1 run in every remaining frame, including 4 in the 4th and 3 in the 9th, to seal the win. Baltimore's Alomar was the MVP, as he was 3 for 4 with a home run, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a stolen base. And I think Sacco remembers that because we sat together deep in the right field bleachers.
Yes, that was memorable.
It was also, as I recall, some sort of Beanie Baby Day.
I don't recall that, but I do recall one of the fans in Denver, as I was standing in line, said, "Gosh, I wonder if they're going to use the DH this game." And his companion said, "What's the DH?"
Well, they find out several years later, National League fans would.
One of the greatest moments in Colorado sports history, number 51.
On December 1st, 1984, the Denver Bears are sold to the DQ brothers, John, George, and Dino, by longtime owners Gerald and Alan Phipps for an estimated $2.5 million. The team will begin play the next season under a new name, the Denver Zephyrs. John DQ was an original and influential member of the sports committee, the Metro Sports Committee, and the DQ's purchase of the Bears began a 7-year pursuit to land Major League Baseball in Denver. The brothers had attended Major League Baseball summer meetings in Philadelphia to plant seeds for Denver with the expansion committee. The team would move to New Orleans after the 1992 season once the Colorado Rockies were set to play beginning in 1993.
Hey, Jim and Dave, this is Tim Simmons, and just want to add something to it. The Qs were very instrumental in the Coors family getting involved with Major League Baseball. And, again, that was a time, we went through the thing, in the mid-'70s, Jim, when we thought that Marvin Davis was going to be involved with Charlie Finley and the Oakland A's, and that fell through. But give the Qs a lot of credit for getting baseball. And, obviously the Broncos played a part in the Phipps family and so forth in getting here, and having all those all-star games didn't hurt our cause, those dream games as they called them.
Well, we do hope you're enjoying our podcast. We want to thank our sponsors, Pasta Jades of Boulder, CU Sports Medicine, Tim Simmons's Colorado Collegiate Chronicle, and good old NJ for introducing each moment's number.
That's a wrap on our 29th podcast. Tune in next week for the next reveal of the state's top 150 moments. We hope you are enjoying our reminiscing with our Colorado Sports Hall of Fame guests, as well as our trips down memory lane in the state's sports history. And a reminder that the Hall offers tours of its museum as well as Empower Field at Mile High Stadium.